Richard Nixon lost the 1960 presidential election, lost the California governor's race 2 years later, and famously told reporters, "You won't have Nixon to kick around anymore." Hi, I'm Papa G, and if Lyndon Johnson was the master of Congress, Nixon was the master of strategy. When Nixon became president in 1969, the United States was deeply divided over Vietnam, the Cold War, and social unrest. Yet over the next few years, he quietly reshaped the world map. His most famous achievement was opening relations with Communist China. For more than 20 years, the United States refused to recognize the People's Republic of China. Then, in 1972, Nixon traveled to Beijing and met with Mao Zedong. It shocked the world. Even more surprising, Nixon also pursued better relations with the Soviet Union. He negotiated the first Strategic Arms Limitation Treaty, SALT I, helping slow the nuclear arms race at the height of the Cold War. Only a fiercely anti-communist president like Nixon probably had the political credibility to make those moves. At home, his record was just as surprising. He signed legislation creating the Environmental Protection Agency, strengthened clean air protections, and approved the Endangered Species Act. History has a way of ignoring facts that don't fit neat political boxes. Now, Vietnam remained the great challenge of his presidency. Nixon gradually withdrew American troops while expanding the war into Cambodia in an effort to pressure North Vietnam into negotiations. The strategy remains deeply controversial. Supporters argue it helped secure a negotiated withdrawal. Critics argue it prolonged the war and widened the suffering. Now, personally, Nixon was brilliant, disciplined, and intensely private. He loved history, played the piano, and could discuss foreign affairs for hours. But he also carried a deep sense of insecurity that never seemed to leave him. Perhaps that's because he spent much of his life feeling like an outsider among America's political elite. So what do we do with Richard Nixon? He reminds us that history is rarely simple. A president capable of remarkable diplomatic breakthroughs, a man who helped redefine America's place in the world, a leader whose accomplishments still shape international politics today. If Nixon's story ended here, we'd probably remember him very differently, but it didn't. Next time, we'll watch one of the most successful presidents of the 20th century become one of its greatest tragedies.